How come none of these teapots have dicks?
That was a bad time to hit record because no one's gonna know what you're talking about.
Matt will deliberately not tweet out this tweet when the episode goes live, so no one will ever know what Jackie's talking about.
It's the stupid AI generated pictures. Do we know what we're talking about? There's like this AI website, and you plug in a prompt, and it generates like 9 pictures of that prompt. I don't know how it does it. It has to use like machine learning or something.
Yeah.
So the one that I sent to the chat was like very, very muscular teapots.
Extremely muscular teapot.
Extremely muscular teapots. They're so funny.
Like
Anyway.
a couple of these, it's like you get down there, but they literally had no balls to depict the balls.
Well,
right.
It's a teapot.
Coward.
It's coward.
So look at this sculpture. You could put a dong on there.
Go on the website, type in extremely muscular teapots with a dick.
Okay, hang on. What's this website? AI.
I don't know.
I think it's Dale, D-A-L-L-E.
Oh, good. D-A-L-L-E.
I think that's what
AI.
Yeah, I did one for
hugging face.
I did one for like faggot. I sent you guys these pictures like over a week ago in the group chat when it first started to blow up, and you two just
teapot.
I think I saw it. I saw it.
You just didn't care.
I probably acknowledged it. Well, Jackie ignored it. I saw it.
Well, Jackie likes you more.
Okay.
Well, I thought we had agreed that Jackie likes you more.
No.
Why is this a point of discussion?
Because we both want mommy's affection.
All right. Well, I have that running in the background. So once
like I sent you a photo of faggot, and it was either pictures of cats or a picture of this man that looks like Joseph Stalin.
Why Joseph Stalin?
It looks like him or Charlie Chaplin. And then I typed in gay twink, and then it was just rainbows.
Oh, well, there you go.
And Twinkies.
Oh, you know what? I do remember that one.
No, now they do. Anyway,
welcome to the podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the What to the Gays Thing podcast. This is number 4 in our Pride series. Jackie has returned with us.
This is our 4th episode ever.
No, this is the 4th episode of our Pride. Did I not say the end part?
No, you did. I was just making a joke.
Oh, okay.
No, you didn't.
I thought I just ran by it. Jackie's gaslighting me again. Okay. It's the 4th episode of our Pride series for 2022. Jackie's here with us again. Hello, Jackie. How are you?
Hello.
I taste blood.
Oh.
Because I bit my cheek off air and I taste blood.
Oh, should we pause the recording?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I can look in your mouth. Poke around.
Okay.
Jackie, how are you? Jackie, tell us how you are. Tell us how you are and how you didn't watch the first episode of Heartstopper.
Wait, what? I didn't hear you. I'm good. Anyway, I'm good. I'm good. I'm coming from pottery class, the thing that you normally drag me for. So I'm a little keyed up.
Mm-hmm. But also, Jackie has watched all of Heartstopper, according to Jackie.
Yep.
But is that the most reliable source?
Who can say?
Not quite. Jackie's a pretty big gaslighter, so I don't know.
I am.
Though they were texting me like events that happened in the show, so I think it's real. Unless they just looked up.
Can you imagine if I like went to Spark Notes?
Oh wait, you texted Matt individually?
Oh, yeah.
So you do like him more.
Here we go.
Even though I was the one who had to convince you to watch it, because Matt told me to convince you, and I said, Jackie, watch it.
I'm sorry that you were too busy with leather daddies for me to feel like you actually had service.
That is something we can't talk about.
And acknowledge my text and give me the feedback that I wanted.
Feet?
Hold on, I gotta lube up.
Feet?
Okay, so here's the thing. Today, because Matt didn't tell y'all, our topic, our theme is queer content we've consumed since last Pride, basically.
Yes.
The year in review, but we're going to focus on queer content. And of course, if we want, we can start with the Folsom East that I went to. That is queer content.
Pop off. Baby.
Okay, I guess that counts. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm busy lubing up my hands, so this gives me good time to listen.
Okay, all right.
Listen, Clay sucks them dry. Hold on.
It
hold
does,
On. I gotta
it
get
does.
one good take. I gotta get one good take.
Okay, back to one. Ready? Action.
Play sucks them dry.
I want you to know
Thank
I'm
you.
not clipping any of this. This is all just in the podcast. Like I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not cutting any of it
Talking.
out.
Yeah,
Should I
Jackie
be
doesn't.
talking?
Yeah, Jackie turns it on for the podcast.
I really do.
Mhm.
So I went to Folsom East, which, if no one knows, Folsom is normally in San Francisco. It is a leather kink convention, basically. And in San Francisco, it's very big. Like they section off like whole streets. There are vendors, events, people walking around just in leather, gimp suits, furry suits, cat suits, zentai. The whole
Any ghillie
range.
suits?
No
Ghillie
ghillie suits.
Mm.
Female breast exposed, but with tassels on the nipples. Although in New York, actually, it's in New York City at least, it's not illegal for women to expose their breasts.
I was gonna say, I'm kind of surprised that there was tassels.
But also other stuff, like a man in nothing but a bandana that had been tied around his waist, not the full waist, half waist, and was just holding the dick to the side of the thigh.
Great.
It seems like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work for a little piece of fabric.
Depends on how big the penis is.
Yeah, but if you're just holding it, he had his hand there holding it?
No.
For
The
your-
just the bandana was tied to like one side on the thigh, and the dick was against that thigh under the bandana.
Got it. Okay.
They make speedos like that, the one-sided speedos, but this was just a bandana. I guess he didn't have the time to Amazon Prime the speedo to his house. Anyway, so Folsom East is in New York City, and it took place around Christopher Street, so like lower east or lower west side. Was it by Christopher Street? Yeah, I think it was. So the word I would describe it as is underwhelming.
Oh,
Because
it's kind of sad.
like I was going out there and I was like, all right, I want to see some shit. Like I want to see some not shit. I mean, if that happened, whatever. I want to see some strange stuff.
Mhm.
So we get there. It's only like a block and a half of roped off area. It has to be like sectioned off with like gates and shit because it's sort of kinky. They don't want people just looking in.
Right.
And only one bar was on the corner associated with the event, and then it was just people just wandering around. Some like two vendors, maybe one of them sold jock straps and one of them just sold beer, and I was like, where's the leather, where are the whips, where are the chains, where are the furry suits, like where are the events? Like the only thing that was happening was people were getting tied up professionally.
Pretty run of the mill.
Yeah. So I'm in my harness. I got my harness on. I got my collar on.
Yeah, I got like
leash.
no pictures of this
Well,
harness.
I was just about to say, why didn't we get any pictures?
Didn't you see the one on Instagram?
No.
I saw it, but that was just one. That was
And
just,
you didn't send it to
and
us
it was barely like I
personally.
could barely see you. I want
Okay, hold on.
a
Okay,
nice
hold on.
close-up.
Wait.
I'm
I'm just gonna send the one I have for now to Jackie and you, just so you can have a little moment. But I had the harness on. I had a collar, a little leash, and I had a mesh button down and black pants and black combat boots. The boots gave me such bad sores on my feet. The harness was so tight that the metal rings put little. Oh, maybe you can or can't see. It's not a hickey. It's an abrasion. I wish it was a hickey. No one made out with me. That's not true. No one made out. Oh no, no one made out with me. I did kiss a few people, my friends.
Okay, but you didn't make out with anybody. You just, was it like a peck on the lips?
It was a peck on top. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
No. It wasn't. There was no sex happening. There was no like frivolity. There was no. It wasn't even that kinky until I see someone walk by in a full body latex suit. And my friend that was there goes, "Oh my god, look at that!" And I look at it and I was like, "Yeah, it's a full body suit. Like, that's not the worst thing. It's like, he must be hot." He's like, "No, that." And behind him was some guy just blowing someone in public.
Which as an event?
No,
like,
just
there.
Just happening.
The guy kneeled down, pulled it out, for like 5 seconds, put it back in, stood up, and then they just went on with their conversation. Like he wasn't even doing it to completion. It wasn't like a thing. It was like, I just want to taste it. And he's like, I tasted it, and then put it away.
I wonder how it tasted.
Probably sweaty. Although it was nice out. It was windy, cool, but it wasn't fun. But then I turn around afterwards, and I think I told you this part.
You did.
I saw a man behind another man. The one man was more or less just standing up a little hunched over, and the other man was behind him. And it looked like, from the direction his arm was moving, that he was just rubbing his back, or maybe playing with his butt. My friend to the left of me goes, "Oh, I think that guy's getting fingered." And I was like, "Oh, that's weird. Like, it's a lot of movement for fingering." And then the man pulls away his hand, and you see the snail trail of lube just clinging to his hand, his fist, because he took out a fist, clinging to his fist, attached to the other guy's behind. And I was like,
he was just pounding away.
And this wasn't from the lube, how glistening his hand was. I would say half of his forearm was covered in lube. So I assume he had gotten the fist, half of his forearm.
Holy shit.
Just fucking
definitely got to the second hole up there,
away.
if I had to say.
Oh, he got to last night's dinner.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he got out fucking Wendy's 4 for 4 out of that man's colon and was like,
"Oh, look at this, chicken nuggets, love them,
eat them." So
eat them.
But overall, the event wasn't as fun as I thought it was. I did see my neighbor there.
But what neighbor?
What? Which one?
Well, we moved.
No, like which one?
And we're on a cross street, so on the cross street is a gay neighbor. We don't know him. We've only just seen him outside and spoke to him a little bit. But he recognized me, and then he recognized, like, he saw me, he made a joke about the collar thing, and I was like, "Oh, haha," and then I was like, "Oh, you're my neighbor who I see when I walk my dogs." And then he goes, "Yeah, you should try walking your dogs with this leash instead." And I was like, "Oh, no." I was like, "They wouldn't like that. Bye."
Incredible.
But my friends hung around there. I ended up drinking way too much liquor, and then I went to another bar and drank more, and I did not hungover though the next morning, but I did feel like shit when I got home. But
there you go.
Yeah, Folsom East I thought would be more exciting. I kind of hope that they just weren't because they haven't done it in 2 years because of COVID. I hope it was more of a thing of like, we don't know how people are going to be here. Let's go small, and then maybe next year they'll holes everywhere.
Well, maybe next time you'll actually invite me. You know?
Yeah,
if you want to go. Listen, it was a ticketed event, and by the time I got my tickets, and then I brought it to you, I don't even know if they were still on sale. And also, there was a man tied to a tree getting spanked.
Is that a deterrent?
Yeah.
No, I was just saying. That's the other thing I remember.
Okay.
But it wasn't even hard spanking. It was very light, like.
Now, do they have volunteer events?
Like people volunteering to get tied up?
Or to do the spanking?
Oh, I think the guy.
Is there like a participation thing?
If you walked by, the guy was kind of like holding the riding crop to people, so I think you could spank him. You could definitely get tied up there.
Oh, fun.
But that was it. So let's move on to other queer content.
Yeah, let's talk about other queer content. How about Fire Island?
Oh my god.
I didn't get to see it yet.
Okay, get out.
Oh, well, Jackie, are you planning on watching it?
I mean, yes, but if you go ahead.
I mean, how about this? Let's not spoil plot.
We won't spoil plot. We'll just
talk
about
the inclusivity of it, the themes.
Yeah. Oh, there goes Pat. I thought he was gonna talk, and then he just.
I thought you were starting. You brought it. I thought you were gonna. Okay, fine. Fire Island.
No. I'll talk about it. No. You keep eating.
Directed by Andrew Ahn, a gay Asian man. Written by Joel Kim Booster, a gay Asian man. Starring Joel Kim Booster, Bowen Yang, gay Asian man. And then, they're the two leads, basically. And then you have Conrad Rickamora, another gay Asian man. You have Matthew Rogers, white, gay. You have Tomas Matos, who I believe is, Latinx, but gay as well. And several other gay men. Basically, the whole cast is very gay. Margaret Cho plays a lesbian, which was not hard for her as a big lesbian.
Amazing.
Yeah, it came out on Hulu. So Matt,
yes.
When you first saw the trailer, how did you feel in terms of were you hyped for the film? And when you watched the movie, did it live up to your hype?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I saw a trailer.
Thou stupidest bitch! I sent it to you.
I know, and you know what? I may have watched it, but if I did, I don't remember.
And you drag me. You drag me, but look at this shit.
But look who watched the movie and who didn't. I'm just saying.
Look who watched the entire season of Heartstopper.
To be fair, that's like what, 8 episodes and they're like 25 minutes long.
Anyway, we're talking about Fire Island. So my impression of the movie, though, it was very fun movie. I didn't have any gripes with it. I liked the plot line. I liked most of the characters. My one gripe was, I'm sorry, I did not like the character Will, and I know like he's not really supposed to be likable at first, but like I did not like his character.
Wait, which one is what? I'm so bad. If you had the actor's name, better. Which one's Will?
Will is the love interest of Joel Kim Booster's character.
Conrad Rickamora, yeah.
Yeah, I did not like his character. Like, I get that the point was that his character was like that was the whole point of his character, but I'm not a huge fan of like stick in the mud type characters. I'm not gonna lie.
Was he?
In the beginning, he definitely was.
Yeah, he was.
He gets better. I know that, but still.
I think since the film takes place from the perspective of Joel Kim Booster's character, when he meets him, he doesn't know anything about him. He only gets the bare minimum, and as viewers, we also see the same. And as the film progresses, both you, the viewer, and him, Joel Kim Booster's character, learn much more.
Yeah, I'm aware. I didn't like his character too much.
It's not Matt's type.
All right. Well, what did you really think about the? Well, obviously, it's a gay film by gay people. What did it pass the Bechdel test?
Listen, okay, it fails the Bechdel test. That tweet murdered me. That tweet
does it though? Because
that was so funny.
The person who invented the Bechdel test retweeted it and said, "In one exception, does this film pass? Like, this is the exception where this film does pass." Yeah, this is the exception.
And then there was like, it was like a random thing where like two characters talk about the main character of a different film in the movie.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
But yeah, there was a woman who tweeted that this film was like wouldn't pass the Bechdel test, didn't include any women, only focused on men. Like it's not good enough, you know, not as a film and not as like a queer film because it didn't include women having conversations with women about things that were not directly tied to men. And there was only really one woman in the film, Margaret Cho, who plays the sort of lesbian mother figure. But
the movie's about gay men and like gay male culture. So like,
yeah, it's about specifically gay men of color, Asian men, their experiences. The film is about that. Like, it can't be about everything, you know?
Right.
So, you know, like Carol, the film about those two lesbians, I'm sure does pass the Bechdel test because it's about women.
Yeah, and like I've saw people tweeting about this, and it's like, this is the only film, probably, it may not be the only film, I'm not sure, but like one of the only films in which gay Asian men are centered as like the main characters. There's like no other film that does that. And it does it very well. And it really shows like what it's like being in that, you know, very niche minority, and how it affects those characters. And I thought that was amazing.
I did too. I loved it. Also, it showed them as hot, which they are clearly. Like, all the men in the film were like very beautiful, attractive, hot men. But you know, the idea that I'm obviously not Asian. I can't speak to this from experience, but there is the notion that not only in the gay community, but in the community at large, Asian men are not seen as aesthetically beautiful in society.
Yeah.
Like, they're seen as, you know, not even just effeminate, but like sort of emasculated men, you know? And this film doesn't do that, doesn't play into those things at all. Although Bowen Yang's character does talk about those feelings, which are completely valid, and it was good they talked about it. You know, you have these scenes with like Joel Kim Booster and Conrad Rickamora who are just shirtless, attractive men all the time, and I love it. I was sad Bowen Yang didn't have really. Well, he did have a shirtless scene, but he was so depressed in that scene. I felt bad. I was like, He should have had like a hot boy moment.
Oh, and yeah, but they bring that up like right in the beginning. It's brought. They make the joke like, "Oh, no fats, no femmes, no Asians," like right in the beginning, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're
He's
two
like,
of the three." Like
you're 2 of the 3. Yeah, I was like, ooh.
But I also like how the film definitely plays off of like you. There's a lot of memes in it that are like gay culture memes that like only people like us would understand, and
She's an icon. She's a legend.
That right in the beginning, I was like, I'm gonna like this movie. Here we go.
Yeah,
when they bring Wendy Williams in, I'm like, okay,
then you know.
I'm in. You sold me on this movie.
Win.
There is a scene where they're playing Heads Up, and these 2 really funny characters, Keegan and I don't know the other character's name, but it's Matthew Rogers' character and Tomas Mato's character. And they're trying to get Conrad Ricamoro's character to say Marissa Tomei, the actress. So they're just reciting lines from My Cousin Vinny. And it's not necessarily a gay film. It's not. But that character, the actress Marissa Tomei, is a very beloved person in like queer culture, at least for some gay men, obviously. And they're reciting it. And I was watching with Kel, and Kel never saw the film My Cousin Vinny, but I was dying. I was dying because they were like reciting it in her like over exaggerated sort of like New York accent, the lines, and I was like, this is iconic.
I also still haven't seen My Cousin Vinny yet. My dad loves that movie though. Hi Dad, if you're listening, I will watch it eventually.
It's the courtroom scene where she's describing how it couldn't be like the car that they think it is because, you know, she has all this background knowledge on automobiles and shit, and she saves the day basically.
Leave it to a woman.
The defense is wrong. Anyway, so what did you think about because neither of us have been to Fire Island, and I don't think Jackie has either.
We should go.
I would love to. It's expensive and you have to plan early.
Oh,
but
okay. Well, work.
I spoke to a few friends that have gone to Fire Island, and they were like, it's actually not that off. Like it's fairly accurate for how it actually is, especially for gay men, obviously, because it's a big gay, mecca. So the only thing I want to talk about, there are only 2 things. One, Margaret Cho's dyke mom character was so nice. Like, because she plays like this maternal figure for all of them, particularly Joel Kim Booster's character, and she's so sweet. And there's this scene where she's talking to like them about like, you know, all the times they spent together, and I was like, oh, this is so sweet. And I thought that was good lesbian representation in a film, just swimming in dick.
Yeah.
Swimming in dick.
Oh, there was that one scene where she was like, I had all these friends back in the day, very much like you guys, and then, you know, things happened, and now my only friends are people who only have me because I have a house on Fire Island. And I was like, oh.
And then he's like, no, that's not true. And she goes, sure, it's not. Like, she's like, okay, sure. And I was like, But the best scene in that film, and this I won't give, I'll be vague for Jackie's sake. It's Joel Kim Booster and Bowen Yang in a bathroom together talking about, it's near the end of the film, so Matt can kind of locate it. But basically, they're talking about their experiences as gay Asian men. Joel Kim Booster assumes that they're having the same experience because they're both gay Asian men. But Bowen Yang is like, it's clearly not, because Joel Kim Booster is extremely ripped, and Bowen Yang's character is not. He's more of like an average body type. And they are just talking about the differences between their experiences, where one of them thinks it's the same, one of them thinks it's different, but they never outright say explicitly what they're talking about, but you can imply from the scene what's going on. It's just excellent writing. Excellent writing. Such a sweet scene between 2 male characters having like a deep emotional conversation. And of course, that's to be gay men, because straight men can't have those things.
Oh yeah, obviously, straight men can't show any emotions, you know.
No.
But so any final things you want to say about the film before moving on to?
You kind of cut out there, but I will say, rating for the movie on a scale of 1 to 10, since we do these sometimes.
Oh yeah. Please.
I would give the movie an 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, I give it a 9.
Okay.
There's one thing I don't like about it, and we can talk about it after Jackie sees it, because it is a spoiler.
Okay, you can text about it later too. Let's talk about something we've
so
all
you'll
seen.
text him individually.
Here we go. Here.
Actually, I do have one question for you. What is your, having seen this movie now that this is like, you know, a movie that has been released to media, what's your hope or biggest takeaway for future media? Like, does this fill you with hope for more media of the same caliber of quality and writing? Because that does seem pretty significant. It doesn't seem like there's too many, if any, other films that kind of cover these topics. So what are your thoughts?
I do know that there's there's one other movie coming up soon that is obviously it doesn't say center gay Asian men, but it does center gay men. It's by what's his name, Billy Eichner, and it's called Bros, I think. And I did see the trailer for that one like in the last week, and I was like, that's gonna be a good movie. I'm excited to see that. So there are movies coming out that are like in the same vein of that type of content. And obviously we have new shows that have been out recently, like Heartstopper, Love Victor Season 3. We had Q-Force recently. So there is a lot of like gay content coming out, which hasn't come out before. I feel like it's very new. And I'm very excited for all of it. I'm very hopeful that all of this new content will be very good.
None of them died on Fire Island?
No, nobody died on Fire Island. No.
Wow.
No,
All
bury your
gays
gays.
live.
No, bury your gays. Okay.
All gays go to heaven.
All gays go to hell.
No, heaven.
What?
I said. I feel the same as Matt does. Yeah.
Cool.
Hopeful. Lots of things in the pipeline in terms of new projects I hear about that are gay, queer related, and honestly, I'm just happy that because Andrew On's done some directing before. Joakim Booster has written for like shows before, but to have such like a clearly successful film for both of them, they don't. I mean, it's all good. Like they weren't like nobodies before this, but like having this under their belt really is a good thing for them because I think they'll get obviously to create more, and I want their perspectives more on things. I want obviously. I don't just want a straight white man's perspective on film as writers and directors. I want the.
I don't want them ever.
Yeah.
I want queer roles played by queer people.
Oh yeah, that's
okay. I would prefer that, but if there are some straight people who play straight roles, or wait, yes,
all the time.
That's true. There are some straight people who play gay roles that I'm like fine with.
It happens occasionally, but I would definitely prefer, and I'll get into this when we talk about Heartstopper. We can talk about it now, actually.
Oh, girl, let's go. I'm ready.
Because Heartstopper definitely has a cast that is more queer than any other show that I've seen that focuses on queer.
Are
they? This might be one or two straight characters that play gay characters in that show. I'm not 100% sure on some of them. But it's definitely more of a queer cast, which I love for that show. Anyway, Jackie, you saw Heartstopper. Me and Pat kind of talked a little bit about it already on the podcast. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts and feelings? How do you feel about it?
Oh, girl, I loved it.
Oh.
I really loved the entire show. I thought it was really well written. And it really did a good job of sweeping you up in the feels, and I think really wonderfully portrayed a lot of relatable gay and queer experiences, especially being, I think, relatable as a teenager, yes. And there are certain moments, in writing elements that are like, yes, that is specific to being a teen. But what I think they did a really good job of is that there was so much relatable content as an adult gay that you could be really
aged.
pulling what?
Aged gay.
As an aged fag.
Aged like fine wine.
Gay. That you could relate to on your own, on a different level. And I thought, yeah, it just had content for everyone, which was really enjoyable. Not to mention the diversity. Oh, so wonderful. So wonderful. It really popped off.
We love the diversity of all the different types of orientations that are shown and gender identities, but also just generally, like, We saw a lot of people of color too on the screen,
Yeah.
which was also great.
Like 2 main leads that are white men. Wow.
Well, besides that, you know.
Listen, the leads have to be white, but everybody else.
Yeah, to get funding, they need the white leads.
They need
and
the
then
white leads.
Everyone else can be whatever.
Yeah, you have to have the white leads that are somewhat straight passing in order to.
And the white bully. We had a white bully.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes. You're right.
But it just reminds me, like you mentioned that the writing was very good. I always feel that, at least in terms of these types of shows, because Heartstopper was originally a book from, I think, Alice Bozeman, Alice Osman, something like that.
Something.
I can link her in the description later. But it was originally a book, and I feel like the writing for these TV shows is so much better when there's a book to kind of back it, if that makes sense. I feel the same way about, I'll say Love, Simon, the movie. Game of Thrones. Well, I feel the same way about Game of Thrones too, but Love, Simon is a movie which retrospectively could have been better, but the storyline, like the plot of Love, Simon, is good because it came from a book, and like that book was well written. But Love, Victor, I feel like not coming from a book at all, and it was just kind of the writers kind of going at it and kind of throwing all these elements into it.
This is gay, right?
This is gay.
Just put
a bottom scene
the two
in.
boys kiss. Yeah. Yeah, they're homos now.
I didn't follow the plot as well, I feel like. I don't feel like the plot in Love, Victor was as well written as some of these other storylines that came from novels. What were you thinking, Pat?
About Heartstopper, Love Victor, or everything?
You were like, well, when I said some things.
Because you were saying that it's better when it comes from books primarily, like first.
Yeah,
you know, like
for some of these types of
like plotting,
things,
pacing things. I was like, I agree, but also like you can have something like Love, Simon based off of the Homo sapien. What's the title of the book?
Something versus.
Yeah, Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda.
Yeah, which is such a mouthful. Sorry, Becky Alberti, whatever.
Albert.
Whatever the author of the. That's a long ass title. We gotta change that. Anyway, that book objectively is, especially the end, is different than the film based on what happens specifically. So I mean, even when you have starting material, because I still think the book is better.
The book is so much better.
But objectively, yes, I feel like if you compare Love Victor with Love, Simon, I think Love, Simon does do better, probably because it's based on source material and it's paced differently. I think a big problem with Love, Victor is it's not well paced. Like plots are started and could be resolved in half the time, but they need to fill an episode count, so they bloat it with either side plots that don't matter or like meandering in the main plot and not actually doing any real development until the last 2 episodes or whatever. So yeah. I feel like especially with like Love, Victor's first season, I thought was probably its strongest. It's just gotten worse and worse as it's progressed, especially in season 3, which I didn't finish. I'll be honest.
I finished it.
It's not good.
It doesn't give you the same feels that Heartstopper does, and I don't know what it is that it doesn't do that. Again, Love, Victor does not have many queer actors playing their queer characters, which I feel like is a part of it. But also, again, I don't feel like it's written very well and that it's paced very well either. I'm not like super invested in the Love, Victor storyline like I was in the Heartstopper storyline. I'm not sure what the reason behind that is. I feel like it's the writing.
Yeah.
I have a question because I haven't seen. Was it Victor?
Love Victor. Yeah.
Is the first season of Love, Victor primarily a chase plot? Like a will they, won't they?
No. I mean, yeah. Okay. Yes. Because he gets with his first, boyfriend. But I feel like a lot of it has to do with him coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, like the one problem I have with the Love, Victor relationship too with the boyfriend is I feel like the relationship itself was not very well developed. Whereas I feel like Heartstopper, when you have Nick and you have Charlie, you see it from the very beginning, their relationship blossom from being friends into being boyfriends, and then continuing from there. In Love, Victor, it's kind of like, it's not done as well. And also, I don't see a lot of chemistry between Victor and Benji, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I don't like it. You know what? You know what?
I'm gonna look them up kissing.
Ew, don't. It's not pleasant.
What's your names? What's these guys?
Benger. Oh my god.
Benji.
Victor and Benji from Love, Victor.
Benji and Victor kissing.
Not only, okay, so this is, hold on, I need to just readjust my hat really quick. There we go.
Oh, here
I'm not here to shade the people who play these characters as people. You know, like, they're probably lovely people, whatever. Yeah. But when I see Benji and Victor have scenes together, dialogue together, intimacy together, I don't buy it.
There's
like
no,
I don't buy it. Like, also, various plot points make their relationship very contentious, which makes it so. There's a difference between having a relationship that's bad to get characters to grow, and one that is bad that the viewer actively despises, but the writers want to keep going because they want this ship to sail at some point. So the show keeps putting them and keeping them together, not for the sake of developing Victor or Benji as characters, just to keep them together for drama, basically. And I don't like that. It doesn't serve either character. It just serves to hurt both these people and cause them to do stupid things.
Yeah.
Jackie's horrified.
And
I was watching a makeout scene.
Oh, I will say one thing about Victor and Benji too is, like, you mentioned when they have dialogue together, you don't buy it, but also, like, it reminds me of when you see Nick and Charlie look at each other in Heartstopper, you can tell, like, even though it's acting, you can tell they like each other. But when Victor and Benji look at each other, it's just not the same. Like, you can tell that it's not there.
The scene ends and they just, like, fucking leave each other alone. They don't talk to, like, they don't hang out in real life, I don't think. Like, they're not friends. And I'm like, damn. But yeah, I think Heartstopper shows the best thing about Heartstopper is how genuine it feels. Like, it's cute and adorable, like these two young guys just, like, hanging out, becoming friends, becoming boyfriends, but it's believable because of how genuine it feels. So even though it's more of, like, a cute, and it's like, there are some, like, darker moments with things like, you know, being bullied for being queer and coming out, but it just seems so nice and genuine. That's what sells it, and that's what we need.
Yeah, Love Victor is a lot darker. Heartstopper feels a little bit more lighthearted, which I think was a good thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the actors, what kind of brings you out of it is after every scene of Love Victor. After every kiss, you can actually hear them whisper "no homo." Every kiss.
Jackie's an expert in the field. Having watched one YouTube clip, Jackie is an expert in the field.
I watched a few. I've been here for a few minutes watching them.
I thought Jackie was about to say something thought-provoking.
Like, you can tell because their eyes, their pupils dilate in the wrong direction.
They're not a homo.
No, they just look at each other and go, faggot. Anyway, yeah, so Heartstopper, yes. Love Victor, meh.
No, I don't think I will be watching this. Partly from like how we've talked about it, but also I have enough of the vibe from the clips. It's not going to do it for me. I'm going to get nothing out of it. Heartstopper, I will likely be watching in because, as Matt said, the genuineness is just so authentic. It's just like everything. It feels so much more authentic and believable.
You ever watch those porn where, like, the setup is actually... I knew you were gonna say
something with porn.
You ever watch those porn where, like, the setup is actually good and you don't just fast forward to the meat slapping, to spaghetti getting the spaghetti slapping? How you watching the meat get made?
Mamma mia.
Ma's gravy
Ma's
all over.
Anyway, one more.
It's kind of like that.
Okay, interesting.
One more note on Love Victor, and this is a lot coming from me. I felt that the straight relationship in the show that they had between Mia and Andrew is a lot more genuine feeling and like a lot
Oh.
more romantic. It like elicits more feelings in me than the relationship between Victor and Benji did,
Oh
which is
boy.
a lot for me, saying that the straight relationship is bringing out more emotion in me than the gay one.
I actually preferred those scenes because like Mia in the third season, the end of second season, goes through a lot of like emotional stuff with her parents, and her boyfriend is there for her in a very real way,
Hmm.
and is it just is very. He starts off as like a dick kind of in the first season, but he becomes like he actually has growth,
Yeah.
and I'm like, love Victor, more like love the
Love
straights,
the
yay.
straight.
Very good
Ah.
case.
So do we want to talk spoilers for oh my god, Heartstopper? Because there were a few things that I did
Oh,
want to
you
mention.
can go in.
Oh, go
Spoiler
in, go
alert.
in.
Okay. What were some of your favorite scenes from Heartstopper? Because I had a few that I thought had really good portrayal,
Oh,
so I want to hear
well, I
yours.
have I have my favorite scene by
Okay, hit me.
far.
Hit me.
Not because every other scene was garbage, just because I think this is by far like the best scene. Him standing up to his bully, the
Oh
gay,
yeah,
but the
that
gay
was really
bully,
good.
The
not the
gay
not the
bully,
straight bully.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the
I
field.
love yeah, I love
Yeah.
not only how in the first episode he is very much kind of made aware. He's cognizant of how probably not good it is for him to be with this closeted person. So I was like, this is pacing is great. We already know one episode in, he's very much aware of it. Perfect. But that scene where he stands up to him, and I think he says something along the lines of like, "You won't, you're not going
You
to
don't
take
get to shame
away,
me.
you're
Yeah.
not going to take away like my happiness, my
Yeah.
whatever, my experience from me. Like you don't get to do that. I'm not.
Yeah.
You're not allowing someone else to have agency over you, which is I think a great thing for kids to know. So that is by far.
That whole plot line, like his growth through that. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I thought it was so, as you mentioned, really well paced. And again, everything about that felt so genuine and so relatable on so many
Yeah.
levels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Deep, deep.
also, fuck Ben. The worst.
Was that his name? Ben the bully? Ben the bully? Ben
No,
bully.
Harry was the other bully, but Ben was the gay bully.
Ben's the gay bully. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fuck
Harry.
any of them. They're children, Matt. You
Oh
sick
my god, here
bastard.
we go. Here we
Oh
go.
my God.
Okay, so Matt, what was your top or like top three, whatever, top scene?
I'm trying to think about what my favorite is. I have a couple of really fun scenes that stick out in my mind.
Oh, hit me.
There's one scene where they're at the
Domestic
party.
abuse.
No. Get the
What?
crop out and then hit.
Oh, that kind of yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. There's one scene where they're at the party, and the two lesbian characters are dancing on the dance floor with each other.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Nick is looking from across the room. They kiss. All the rainbow colors come flashing out, and you see Nick watching this happen, and he's like, kind of realizing like, oh, that's so awesome. Like that's perhaps something that I could see myself doing in the future. And I just thought it was a really cute moment because it was not only them like kissing, I guess, in public for the first time. So there was a lot of like queer emotions, but also Nick coming to realize that within himself. I thought it was a moment that stuck in my mind while watching the series. And then another one that stuck in my head as well was in that same episode. I think that episode was my favorite episode. But
Oh, it was so
that
good.
same episode where Nick and Charlie are alone, and Charlie looks over like they're having like this big moment, and Charlie's like, "Oh, would you kiss someone who's not a girl?" And then Nick's like, "I don't know," and then Charlie goes, "Well, would you kiss me?" And then he's like, "Yeah," and then they do, and it's amazing.
That
Yeah.
part's really good.
I think part of the reason why the relationship in general feels really genuine and wholesome is just that there is a lot of I mean it's not a lot because the show is well paced and it's very short, the show in general, but like there's a lot of that like tension build up. There's a lot of that sort of like slow burn, sort of slow, bird dancing, mating dancing ritual to get
Yeah.
them to where they need to be
You
to
and the
actually.
birds.
Oh my god.
Here we go. And then lastly, I'll mention a third scene is after that night. I think it's the next episode, where they do like the rain scene, and Charlie comes running through the rain, up to Nick with the umbrella, and he's like, "Oh, you forgot something," and then he kisses him in the rain. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I
and I
really liked,
loved it.
oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
What I really liked about that plot line with the lesbians is it felt really significant to have support between queer characters coming out because I feel like that's not often depicted or a a significant point of interest to anyone. And I think that usually, this isn't nothing bad, but usually, that coming out is told from the main character's perspective. And it
Yeah.
was really fun to have it be auxiliary main characters and watching that interaction and even their relationship as you know, allies and queer friends bolster and blossom was really, really beautiful and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times with coming out plots, it's usually the main character,
Hmm.
and they usually come out in a queer vacuum where there are no other queer characters around them
Yep.
to celebrate their coming out. Normally, it's like the straight kid who's actually gay in the group of straight, like Love Simon,
Yeah.
um, or like the small town guy or girl or person that has like no queer
Yep.
community and they come out to nothing. So I think now, especially now, modern times where there's so much more gay queer shit, gay queer people, whatever. It's good to show younger people or people in general that coming out isn't it doesn't have to be a lonely thing, especially with
Yeah.
your other queer compatriots.
It's not a solitary activity and I think that's also reflected in the relationship that Charlie has with his straight friends. That there's really no change. I mean, obviously we start the story where he's already out, but you don't sense any change in their relationship prior to his coming out, which I
Yeah.
thought was also incredible.
Yeah, and I do like that they started off Charlie's character as having already come out.
Yes. Yeah.
Because Charlie, from my perspective, I guess you could say Charlie and Nick are both the main characters, but
Hmm.
I think Charlie is more the centered character. And the fact that he's already out and you kind of deal with all of this other stuff is kind of side plot lines. Um, and that Charlie's already out and kind of dealing with that. I really enjoyed that part because every other story that we have so far is like focused on the coming out experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made that strong. One of the scenes that I really liked actually had nothing to do with our beautiful baby gays, but actually had to do with the adult figures around them. So for me, I mean, there was so much to love in Heartstopper, but for me, some of the most impactful scenes were with both the parental figures. So the one where Charlie is crying in the
Oh
car to his dad
yes.
Yeah.
not after the
Yes.
movie theater where Harry's just like, "Oh, what's it like to be gay?" Like asking all these fucking.
Yeah.
I wanted to punch that kid so hard.
Yeah.
Um, that was so beautiful to me, and the ending scene to kind of bookcase that one of the ending scenes with Nick, where he's coming out to his mom, I thought was so wonderful and wholesome and supportive, and it just kind of flows. There was nothing to kind of quote unquote ruin it. Like, like a parent being like, well, but there was no but. It
Yeah.
just went.
Yeah.
Olivia Colman, Oscar
Oh,
award-winning
is that who that
actress,
is?
playing the mom. They had to probably shell out $1 billion fucking
Worth it.
dollars just to
Worth
get
it.
her to do fucking 4 scenes and 12 lines of dialogue in that whole series. And
Olivia
she
Colman. Let's
she
see.
put her whole
Oh, The
pussy in that scene
Crown. She
too.
put her whole
Oh,
goddamn
she
Um,
plays
pussy in
Nick's
that.
mom. Oh yeah, very very
Yeah.
good.
and that scene before that you're talking about though, him crying and hugging his
Oh my
dad,
God.
and his dad just comforting him.
Yeah.
Like having an emotional moment with a father figure where you can be
Yes.
vulnerable and the
Yes.
father figure doesn't shut you down.
Yeah.
I fucking came.
Kind
I fucking
of a weird
came.
response.
It was so like,
It's a
where
little bit of a weird
was
response.
this?
Yeah.
Where was this when I was younger?
And I think that again
Fucking
shows with goes
oh
to I don't know, how do I say this? It plays to the point of how genuine the acting is, not just from our main characters, but from the supporting cast and the parent figures. Boots the house down.
Boots the house down.
Boots the house down.
Queen Versace Gaga, Mummy Moji.
Gaga. Snatch
I
my wig.
I also really liked how they handled Elle's character.
Yes.
Just like
Yeah.
from the very beginning to
Right off
where
the
she
bat.
where she is at the end of the story. Like they start her off like she's basically already transitioned and
Yep.
she's moved into a new school. I kind of like that they never look back at like what she was like before that or like I mean they talk a little bit about the problems.
They never mentioned her dead name. None of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I like how that was handled. And I don't know when this story was written, actually, like when the book was written, but if it plays out the same way in the book, which I'm not sure it does, then it was written very contemporarily, I'd say. Like it feels very new. Like this is a new take on being transgender.
Apparently,
Ha,
it
me too.
started publishing as a webcomic on Tumblr and Tapas in September of 2016. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I really
Um,
appreciated her character.
Yeah, her plotline was so beautiful. I really liked all of her growth and her making friends and then becoming friends with Tara and Darcy. That was so sweet. Even her approaching them
Oh.
and being like, I maybe, I don't want to come off the wrong way, but are you two dating? And I think that moment is one of many where the show uh does not ever get too dark or serious, which isn't to say that it's any less impactful, but I am so glad to have a gay piece of media. What the fuck is he doing?
I don't know. I just don't know what he's doing.
I will tell you later. It's not important. Move on.
A gay
He
piece of
definitely
media
spilled something or
where
some shit.
he definitely has rice all over his his keyboard. I bet you there's rice all in his lap, all in his keys. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. His desk is rice now. That's it. It's over. To have a gay piece of media where you don't have some of the harshness that is typically always portrayed in gay media.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, there is the one scene where, Harry slips the F slur into there, calls Charlie a fag and then gets punched in the face, which good riddance.
Yeah, good riddance. Break his fucking nose.
But I think, again, if you compare that to Love Victor, where there's a lot, I feel it's just so much darker. And some of the darkness
Really?
also stems not even from them being gay. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that ends up being like the root of what causes some of the darkness. But like one of the characters in Love Victor, I don't know if you're ever gonna watch this, Jackie, but I'll say
Probably
spoiler
not.
alert anyway.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Um,
Spoil me.
Basically, one of the main characters, Benji, the other like the gay love interest for Victor, is an alcoholic.
Oh.
And basically in season 3, it's revealed that he relapses and is forced to go to rehab.
Yeah.
Oh.
They
And,
tried
like-
to make me go to rehab.
Yeah, that's like a very serious issue to address in I feel like this type of show. But they do reveal later on in the season, which Pat, I don't know if you got to that, like the reason for his alcoholism is because of his gay, like him being closeted. But I still think that's a very real issue, and it's a little dark, I feel, for like the message that Love Victor was trying to get to.
I think also like with Love Victor, which Heartstopper, who knows? When they get more seasons, maybe they'll do the same thing. But with like Love Victor, like the first season was very much about coming out and getting his first boyfriend. Whereas Love Simon, the whole film was about coming out. It ends with him kind of coming out in total and then getting a boyfriend. Love Victor, the show, you got to see it in long form. So by the time the first season ends, he's like come out to his family, or at least I think it ends on him coming out to his family. But his friends know he has like, a love interest. And then the show, which was trying to do sort of like a deep dive on the coming out process, being gay as a person of color, because he's a Latinx, I think he's Latinx
Yeah.
family, a religious Latinx family. There was a lot of dynamics going on there, and there was a lot of good ideas, but then the pacing of it, the derailment of plots just to fill time, like it just doesn't it just didn't, it just fell apart. And that whole alcoholism thing, girl. Alcoholism is real. Relapsing is real. Rehab is real. And I'm sure people who were closeted probably coped in not great ways. I know I did. Sucking dick and cock.
Oh,
You
is that
don't
coping?
say.
Is that?
Well, it's something.
Sucking. It's sucking.
But I think they use I don't know, I'm not a writer. I feel like, and don't drag me for this, I feel like they use that alcoholism plot line to kind of not serve the character, but just serve the plot moving in certain directions that weren't earned. Almost like it was a crutch.
Yeah, and I
was
will
thinking
say one thing about season 3 Love Victor. One thing that I liked that they did was they gave Victor, like obviously Victor and Benji broke up after he went to rehab. They gave Victor's character some time to explore, date some other people, which I did kind of enjoy. But I really did not like the whole, like, the entire time he was like, oh, I'm still in love with Benji, but I'm just trying all these different things. They kind of played with this one episode where he may have gotten an STD from sleeping around, and I'm like, well, what's happening here?
Come on.
Okay, wait. This was the one part of the show that I was like, I see me. Because after he and Benji break up, he meets like this one kid through like the church, which is a great way to meet them, church parents. And they just fuck, suck, and blow. It's just a montage of him getting you up text messages and fucking this kid in a car.
Oh
Now,
my god.
it's literally like he got a message with just up question mark, and I was like, okay. But the there is a idea that a lot of gay men go through either like a second adolescence or sort of go a 180 when they come out and become very like extroverted sexually because of how repressed they were for a certain time of their life during puberty, during adolescence. So it's a way of sort of making up for lost time or being able to explore in ways they couldn't before. So having him do this in an accelerated fashion, it was funny because it was a montage and I got it, and it was nice though to see something that actually does sort of happen in real life. So like, you know, he's going through like a little bit of a hoe phase, and I was like, I know people. I was that. Like, I know this happens, and I was like, this is actually one of the more believable components of this show. And I was like,
this is what I was like. Yeah, this is like one part that I liked where they gave Victor some breath to like explore a little bit.
oh, he got something.
You guys are all right.
But then they brought the possible STD into it, and I was like, here we go, right back on the serious, topics that I.
Which one was it though?
Oh, did you not get to that episode?
No, just tell me. I don't care.
It wasn't an STD. It ended up being poison ivy because he fucked this kid in like grass somewhere.
But it wasn't like an HIV scare. It was like I got crabs, I got herpes. It wasn't like
he had a rash. He had a rash on his crotch, and he was like, "Oh shit, did I get an STD?"
Oh my god, everyone gets smashed there.
I mean,
once.
poison ivy is so blatantly obvious that it's, in my mind, so clearly not an STD. So I don't know.
Well, Jackie, you just walk around with poison ivy all the time, right? Because you just
there's some growing in the yard, and I look at this bitch, and I'm like, I want to spray you with vinegar. I want to come for you.
Why can't you say that to me in bed?
I'm gonna spray you with vinegar.
I'm gonna spray you with vinegar. I'm gonna come for you.
Spray you with vinegar. I'm gonna come for you.
Any other thoughts? We've been talking for a while about these two shows. Any other thoughts on Heartstopper / Love Victor?
I just love Heartstopper.
Yeah, if you have to watch one of them, just watch Heartstopper.
Definitely
don't even bother with Love Victor. I haven't watched it. Not gonna, but that's my recommendation.
Yeah, Jackie, I would definitely say if you're gonna watch, don't watch Love Victor. I would even say watch Love Simon, but don't watch Love Victor.
Okay. Are they related at all in terms of?
It's
Love Victor's
the same universe.
That's
same high school. There's like one episode where a couple characters from the film make an appearance.
Oh.
Yeah, it is a spin-off, which spin-off series don't usually perform that well, so I'm not surprised. Love Simon was the better, I think, like produced thing that came out of that series.
Okay. Yeah.
Here's my thought about Heartstopper. What I don't know what season 2 is about. So what do you think season 2 will address, or what are your hopes that it will address?
All I know is that apparently in the webcomic, this isn't a spoiler, they go to Paris at some point. And that apparently there's some, cute relationship stuff that happens between Nick and Charlie. That's all I know. And I'm excited for it because I want some romantic stuff under the Eiffel Tower with them too.
Yeah,
you want them the Eiffel Tower.
I want.
I was going to.
I hope. You know what? I don't think this will happen, but honestly, I wouldn't mind if when the Nick and Charlie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if Nick and Charlie got a happily ever after thing where they're no longer the main characters, but you see them every so often and they're just fine.
Yeah.
I would love it if they shifted to one of the other couples or potential couples in that friend group. And just the season was about them and their development, and every season was just another group, another couple's development and falling in love together. So you get to see falling in love from different perspectives, but it's always a positive falling in love story. Because I don't want, I get it. All relationships go through hard times. People break up, but I don't
want to see it.
Want that for this.
I don't want Nick and Charlie to break up.
I don't want to see it.
I don't want the classic one of them sees a hot guy and gets a little misty-eyed and a little gets pulled away a little bit. I'm like, no, I'm tired.
This happened in Love Victor so many times. That's why I didn't like it.
I know. So I want to see more Nick and Charlie, but I don't want. I'm the more I see of it, the more chance it might get fucked up. So I want them to get the happily ever after treatment, and every season just be a different couple.
Oh my god,
just ends on a happy note.
I'm gonna spoil you a little bit for Love Victor, Pat.
Can you spoil me?
Please spoil me.
Towards the end of the season of Love Victor, Lucy and Lake have a rough patch. They break up, and then Lake
in one season, Jesus.
And Lake is oh, maybe I should date Felix again. I'm like, can we stop with this?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait. Jackie, you're not going to watch this. Let's full spoils. No. Full spoils. Who ends up with whom?
Oh, you want me to just spoil it?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Okay. Lake
I'll still watch it.
Lake ends up back with Lucy, which is good.
Okay, fine.
We love our lesbians. Victor still ends up with Benji.
Oh my god.
And I think Felix and Pilar actually break up.
That's fine.
I don't think it's implied that they're together at the end.
I didn't like them being together.
Okay.
No offense, but I didn't like Felix and Lake together either.
No, well,
I didn't like, besides the straight couple. That one straight couple, I mean. Mia and...
Oh yeah, they're still together at the end too.
That's fine. I'm happy about that. I'm happy for them. The rest of them... single. Forever.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
No, they're children.
Oh my god.
Oh, here we go.
The actors are definitely not children. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
The actors need to get new jobs.
This is the last season, which thank God.
I know, thank God. What other queer content we got going on in the pipeline?
Well, wait, hold on. For me, season 2.
Oh right, yeah.
You asked Jackie, go ahead.
I would not mind if they got happily ever after, because I don't want them. I don't think this will happen, but I don't want them to have a plot filler issue and start being well, what if they cheat on each other? I don't want it. I fucking hate those plot points. Let it be a more lighthearted
oh my god, let it be
story that has the two main characters fall wonderfully in love, and that's all. You can have your auxiliary hard topics. That's fine, but let them continue to be the wonderful, positive, supporting presence, both between the romantic characters and the friends. Let them fucking be. Let them live their lives. Let them live. Don't bury your gaze.
Don't bury your gaze. Oh my god.
No, don't bury your gaze. Just leave the corpse.
Just leave it out as a warning sign to everyone else.
Yes.
You know what else I hope that they don't do? I hope that they do not have...
What?
Yes! I hope that they don't do that. I hope that they don't have a storyline about them fucking.
Oh my god. If I get one more... I don't know the legit... I get some young gay people might need to know. But I'm tired of the... how do I put it in? Or who's gonna bottom? like or the two guys roll over and they both think they're gonna top. They're like, "Oops,
Ooh.
I'm dating a top."
What?
It's like
Is this a recurring plot point in some
in
like male
in gay media,
media?
there is a like jokiness or like an awkward sex scene that always happens like the
I
first time around
thought
where
I
they're
was
like,
bottoming tonight.
yeah.
I mean, I
Oh,
had
like
a Taco Bell.
I was, and there are smart ways to do it, like the show, The Other Two, where there are two guys on a date, and both of them are just saying like, "Oh, well, I wasn't gonna eat dinner because I thought I wasn't gonna eat dinner." The other one goes, "Well, I wasn't gonna eat dinner." And he's like, "Well, we both shouldn't not eat dinner. One of us should eat, and then one of us." Like that's funny.
Yeah.
Because the logistics of not having anything in your colon but not saying it is funny. Fucking, fucking them going, "Well, ow, it hurts. Ooh,
Is this in
ow."
Love Victor? Or
There is a little bit of it in Love Victor.
It also happens in sex education, which that's another thing we could talk about too, because that did happen as well this year, I'm pretty sure.
I don't.
I knew. Yeah, he's.
Did you watch season 3, Pat, of Sex Ed?
I did.
I didn't see season 2, but I don't.
And
I don't
I'm
think you can spoil me at this point.
Well, how long are we running?
Well, we're at over an hour at this point, but
Oh my god, wait. We should do like a part 2. And that would be the last episode. Because we still have to talk. We can talk about sex education. Our flag means death.
Oh, yeah, we still got that.
I have to watch Our Flag.
This gives Jackie a chance to do that and watch Fire Island, apparently.
Sure does.
You get a week.
Yeah.
You get a week.
Okay, that's good. Okay. So this was we talked about Fire Island. We talked about a lot about Heartstopper and a lot about Love Victor. So let's end it there. Let's return. We could talk about Our Flag Means Death, and any other queer sex education and any other queer content that we may have seen. Jackie, you can bring up something, maybe the vampire show that you watched.
Don't even get me started.
You heard the dyke. Don't even get them started.
Okay, we'll come back in the next episode. So
yeah, this is great. That'll end the month.
That will end the month.
Here's the hot take. This isn't because of.
What? What are you gonna open your mouth and say?
Because I'm worried about
problematic
or anything.
shit? What problematic shit you got to say?
Hot take. If this
Jackie's about to be homophobic. Jackie's about to say some blatant homophobic, racist.
Like it's scheduling related. If it comes out after the end of June and into July, quote unquote, after Pride Month, fuck it, because it's a rebellion against the companies officially being like, well, we don't have to support you fruits anymore. So that's just my hot take.
This is just Jackie saying, I'm not gonna be available to schedule.
Just saying, we have a very busy week ahead.
This is Jackie saying they're not gonna watch Our Flag Means Death.
No, I'm so gonna try, but we're gonna be in Maryland this weekend.
Maine.
Sorry, Maine. We're gonna be in Maine. I'm not taking you to Maryland.
No, we're going to Maryland. We're going to Maryland.
We're going to Maine, and it's gonna be a fun time.
Maryland Monroe, drag name.
Well, okay, well.
Marilyn Munhole. Marilyn My Hole.
Jackie, you did watch Heartstopper. You watched Heartstopper in one day. So, you could do Our Flag Means Death.
I did, yeah. I had some digital work to do, so I was able to put it on. So I might try to do the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Our Flag Means Death is 10 episodes, and they're each 30 minutes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, he's gonna have to clip this.
He left.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Hello?
I'm back? Oh, did I leave?
Oh,
girl.
No,
you froze.
Can you imagine if he actually was holding that pose the whole time?
It was just
to get us.
I'll have to see how that came through, because on my end, nothing happened. And you guys were still animated.
Oh, girl. Oh, girl.
Anyway, Jackie, Our Flag Means Death. Literally 10 episodes, probably 30 minutes each. So
cool.
Yeah.
Binge watch that one as well.
Yay.
Yeah. I have a funny closing thing. It's a quick little anecdote.
Okay,
go ahead.
No, stop hissing. I singed off. I had a grilling incident, and I singed off part of my hair. I think a little bit of eyebrow and eyelashes and my arm hair. Just a little extra texture. So be careful. It's grilling season. Be careful.
It's grilling season.
It's grilling season.
Your
it's
grills.
tick season. Poison
Ew.
ivy season.
Gay season.
It is gay season. It's true.
I was gonna say, not a bit. Gay season.
Yeah. I hate the smell of burnt hair.
Oh, it was on me for hours.
Yeah, it's not great.
Oh, I've never
My
smelled
eyelashes
burnt
are
hair
still
before.
like textured. Really?
I had something on me for hours.
Okay.
Your daddy's coming.
Okay, anyway, thanks everybody for watching and listening to this episode of the What Do the Gays Think podcast. If you don't follow us on Twitter, our handle is at WDTGT podcast. If you don't follow Jackie on Twitter, their handle is king_jaqueen, JAKWEEN. We also both stream on Twitch. Me and Pat's Twitch is What Do the Gamers Think, and Jackie's Twitch is Jackie_the_bananas. And if you want, we have a joint Discord as well called Pride Empire. Jackie's sitting there laughing at me, just blowing through the fucking outro.
It's not.
Jackie's just dead. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore them.
Jackie saw what I sent y'all in the group.
No, I saw that before.
Oh, that's not it? Oh, fuck. Fine. I guess Jackie just hates us.
No, it's for off the air.
Anyway, Matt,
join
sign
our
us out.
Discord. Join our Discord, Pride Empire. The link is in the description for you. Anyone to join it at any
Phasmophobia
time.
and fucking gaslight each other.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
watch us clean up the trailer and do all that fun stuff.
It's so important to clean up, Pat. Don't worry, guys. That's why your desk, your filthy fucking desk with all your food. That's why you gotta clean, bitch. Anyway, sign us out.
Anyway, I am Mac Lubeck.
And I saw a man get fisted on the streets of New York City.
And I'm a teapot with a huge fucking dong.
Did it work?
Oh, wait, I didn't check it.
Oh, you
please
have to
hold
check
on,
it.
wait. Please tell us.
Hold on, please.
Closed up. And you said, please send us, please.
Please tweet it out so we can retweet it, and then everyone listening to this on Wednesday can go to our Twitter at WDTGT podcast and see this AI generated image.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.